I'll answer both your questions. Thank you very much. Yes, please. The first question related to
the state of is there a state?
Yes, I've got it. The idea is so remote from me that I forgot within a few seconds of what we were talking about. To establish a state for establishing religious values is farthest from religion. No prophet of God waited for power to establish religious values. God waited for the prophet to have achieved religious values before he was granted a state. Don't put the cart before the horse. No state on earth, ever in the history of man, has been able to inculcate human religious moral values among people with the help of sword or coercion in the hands of the state. There is a verdict of history which finds no exception. But there are people who are powerless, who stand for values, and because of their being powerless, the values they achieve and create become lasting values. Jesus being one of those. Look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For 13 years, when he needed the power of state most, because his message was certain to be wiped out, it had no power, no access. He had to migrate from his own township, leaving everything behind. Then for years to come, about 8 years, he lived without power in Medina in exile until he returned just a year or two before his demise. By that time, he had achieved all the moral values he was pleading. And by that time, he had built the community which is worthy of discharging the affairs of state. And it was that impetus which was used and consumed by Islam for many centuries to come. So we have no such plan because I don't believe in suicide. Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir. There's another question that has come to the podium. Thank you.
Now the second question relates to...
The second question, sir?
Second question was, instead of pointing fingers to one another.
Oh, yes, I've got it.
Who is...
You see, who is to blame? Now, people have made various tendencies in the world of Islam. Some mullahs or clergy blame the other sects for all the ills of Islam, like we have experienced personally. A few years ago, Maulana Manzoor Chinyoti issued a statement which was published by almost all the big newspapers of Pakistan, that when a fish in the Pacific Ocean behaves mischievously, believe that the Qadianis are behind that fish. You see, I don't believe in such things. I believe in realities. Realities, when expressed truly, sink into the hearts of the people. I do not blame the Western powers or Christianity or Judaism for the ills of Islam. I only blame the Muslims of today for their own ills. Because, remember this, as long as a man is healthy, no bacteria are permitted by God to work on him. When he becomes unhealthy, then all the bacteria we are all sharing with each other through a breath and inhalation suddenly become active in one person. Why? He has become diseased. And the bacteria are just a sign of his internal malady and disease. Now, when do the vultures sit on the live animals? Have you ever seen that? Vultures only are invited by the corpses. So the same process is further enhanced and becomes more visible. The process of disease is caused by the inner weaknesses of people themselves. And when they go beyond a certain time, then they become corpses fit only to be eaten by vultures. So it is the Muslims who are to be blamed for this. Islam was much smaller in size, in number, in strength, close to the time of Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallam. Why could Islam be ill-treated by the powers all around it? Show me one example. Because they were healthy. They were spiritually, morally healthy people. So the only people to be blamed are the Muslims of today and the clergy, in the sense that they do not point their fingers at the sources of danger. They should tell people to return to God in their moral values, in their care for humanity, in their care for truth. Once they do it, then the Muslims will emerge as a great people, not otherwise.
I'm sorry, sir, but we have other questions.
No, it's not a question, actually.
I'm sorry, but we have other remarks as well. So this question is from Mr. Fatih Mohammed. He has 3 questions, but because we have consideration of time, I'll only ask the first one.
Okay.
He says, and the other 2, we will send something back in relative.
Right.
His first question is, what means Khalifatul Masih IV?
The word Khalifa is a terminology of Islam in particular. It has many different connotations in relation to its application. When the word Khalifa is related to God, Khalifatullah means the prophet, a messenger of God. And as such, all messengers are Khalifatullah. When the messengers pass away, those who become vicegerents of the departing prophets, they are called Khalifa to that prophet. So because we believe that the founder of the Ahmadiyya community was that Messiah which was promised to all the people of the world, so we, the successors of Hadhrat Mirza Ahmed of Qadian, are referred to as Khalifatul Masih, the vicegerent or deputy of that leader in religion who was entitled Messiah, not literally but in character. So Khalifatul Masih IV is obviously is a mathematical question. I am the 4th in order, so I have to be 4th. Thank you.
Now from the mic.
Assalamu alaikum, Effendim. First, let me thank Allah for allowing me to be in your presence on this blessed day, and apologize for my poor question. The signs spoken of in the Holy Quran and in the Hadiths concerning the day of Qiyamah, the day of judgment, appear more and more every day in our lives. Can you explain its meaning? Are we nearing the latter days? And how can we, as believing folk, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, all faiths, all believers, work to better this world and forestall that day of Qiyamah?
Thank you. Your question is not at all poor. It's a very rich question.
Astaghfirullah.
And very relevant to the issue. All issues relating to man today. Because I'm going to explain to you, then I'll be able to convince everybody this question is a very important question. You know, first of all, the day of judgment and the doomsday are 2 different things. You must not confuse these 2 terms. Doomsday relates to the end of the world or the universe, maybe when all the universe is eaten up by a black hole, billions of years from now maybe. That would be the doomsday. But Qiyamah, or a vital change, comes in every person's life once at least. That is death. And that is why the great Urdu poet Ghalib, writing on the death of his very dear nephew, said, जाते हुए कहते हो क़यामत को मिलेंगे, क्या खूब, क़यामत का है गोया कोई दिन और. That while you are departing from us, you say we will meet on the